What's up? I'm Bea and welcome to my channel where we debunk harmful personal development and religious norms. Typically. But this week we are going to have a fun video. I did a more serious one earlier in the week. I'll link it up here in case you are interested in that. I got real fired up, real heated, and so I figured let's just have a little bit of fun. Today we are going to be looking at cringy religious reels on Instagram from some of our favorite characters on the channel, like Paul and Morgan, Bethany from Girl Defined, and a few minor characters if we can find some good ones. I will say there is a particular hyper fundamental Instagrammer that I've been kind of keeping an eye on. I've been watching her reels and her posts, and I have a lot to say. And when I went to pull up some of her reels tonight before I started filming, her account has now gone private. So I requested to follow her. My kind of mission statement is in my bio on Instagram, so I don't know if she'll take a look at that and decide that based on the fact that I say I debunk harmful personal development and religious norms, she will give me the no thank you to following her, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. Everything that we react to tonight is going to be more lighthearted. There are a lot of religious influencers who post scripture-based reels and they like put the scriptures in there of examples of why what they're saying is right. And I think that those are very interesting, but those are also a little bit more serious because they are tackling very serious issues. So we will be avoiding those and just going for the silly stuff. This is all in good fun. This is not to be mean or hateful. So let's get into it. Look, it's me. It's double me.
Give your husband your hand and see what he does with it.
I know it be so complicated, loving you sometimes.
She says, that was easy. I got lots of kisses after this. Yeah, like, why would your husband not grab your hand when you put it out to him? And also, this is going to be an interesting thing that we're going to look at Bethany's reels. It's a lot of like, we kiss each other, hee hee, we touch each other's butts. It's kind of like an exhibitionist sort of thing. That's what it feels like. I feel like a lot of times Christian people can spend so much time thinking that activities like holding hands, kissing, cuddling, sitting on each other's laps are just like this really dirty, forbidden thing. So that way when they're, morally allowed to do it, it's like, oh, we cannot get enough. We have to talk about it. We're so bad. This one says, when an old man slides into my DMs and asks me to send him pictures of my feet.
What do you think I'm going to say to you?
No.
Correct. Goodbye.
That's funny. Progressive Christians, when you read them as scripture, they can't ignore. The caption says, am I wrong? As funny as this is, there's nothing funny about the crazy growth in the progressive Christian movement. People deciding that Jesus' word means little to nothing to them. People deciding they can live and look just like the world. It's heartbreaking to see so many people go astray to this movement. Praying for these people that they would come back to the Father and desire righteousness in His truth.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation.
Morgan has tattoos. So when are you going to get them removed? If you literally as a Christian cannot ignore a single solitary piece of scripture and people in your camp of Christianity believe that having tattoos is bad, why would you still have yours? Like, doesn't that seem kind of ridiculous? This one. Christians headed to the atheist Democrat side of the family for Christmas. Do any of you have this conversation with your spouse?
I need you to promise me that you'll be on your best behavior.
I promised other people that I'd be on my worst behavior.
I get it, like it's a joke. Not everything needs to be taken super seriously. But again, we're causing more of a divide with this, aren't we? Paul and Morgan. This is not a unifying Christian thing to do. Right? I get it. It's a joke. But if we look at the deeper meaning, I have some questions. Let's move on to Paul and see if there's anything interesting here. Choosing between a simple, godly man or a rich man who's kinda Christian.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
Who's been in this predicament before? I've never heard this example, or like, oh, here's this issue, here's this common thing that women in the church are having to choose between.
Matter.
Yeah, I agree.
LGBTQ lives matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Body positivity people's lives matter.
Yeah, I agree.
Immigrant lives matter.
Yep,
Criminal lives matter.
their lives do matter. So is it safe to say that all lives matter? Do police lives matter? LGBTQ who happen to be Republicans? Immigrants who vote Republican?
Your phobic is showing.
Aw, you're being intentionally inflammatory. And you know it. We're just gonna move right past that one. This one seems like it might be funny. Single worship leaders when a cute girl needs lyrics.
Help is on the way, dear!
Mrs. Doubtfire!
Help is on the way! Help is on the way, dear!
You said if you're not busy after service, a group of us are hitting Chipotle. And you should come. That's a good one. I like that one.
Winds in the east. Mist coming in. Like something is brewing.
Okay, this says when you start to notice questionable woke sermons coming out of your church. And then the caption says, just as there are many fine churches and pastors, there are many to be wary of. Make sure you read the Bible for yourself so you can test what you hear. They have an appearance of godliness, but deny the power thereof. This is very interesting because Paul and Morgan recently put out a few videos about how they aren't going to a church that's as charismatic as they have in the past, and they're being open to new ways of worship, ways that aren't, you know, to generalize, speaking in tongues, laying of hands, like very much focused on signs and wonders. They're kind of moving away from that side. And so I think it's going to be interesting. I wonder if they'll ever get to a point where they don't perceive woke as a 4-letter word. I hope so. I hope they do. Now, Bethany has started posting daily reels with my best friend / husband. There are a lot of them dancing together, and I know that on Reddit people like to make fun of those. You do you, but I think it's cute. I don't want to make fun of people when they're having fun. And it's not hurting anybody. Like, I don't know. I think it kind of takes a lot if you're not the best dancer to put yourself out there like that. And so I don't ever want to shame somebody for not being, like, amazing at something. But there are quite a few reels that I think are funny that I want to watch with you. This one says, Dave, you can actually hit me hard for the real. Me, okay, but I don't want to hurt you. Dave, I'll be fine. Accidentally mildly busting his lip, but pressing on because we made it this far. Ma'am, I did not see him give the nonverbal go-ahead. Oh my god. This one says, 3 ways we keep the butterfly feelings in our marriage. We forgive each other quickly, we believe the best in each other, we try to be the first to give and serve the other. All great. Not how I would suggest keeping butterflies, though. If I had to give a suggestion just off the top of my head of like how to keep butterflies alive, I would say to do something romantic for your partner, to go on an adventure, to do something kind of risky, like go park in a parking lot and make out, right? Do something exciting. You know, pretend you're back in the beginning of your relationship and get back to that place. Reminisce on all the things that you did that were so fun together, and maybe those feelings will come back up, because love in a marriage is a choice. Like, yes, you love the person you're with, and that's why you choose to get married, hopefully, but day after day after day, like, those butterflies, the exciting feelings, the infatuation does wear off, and when it's wearing off, you're gonna feel like, oh, that spark is gone, I don't know what happened. Well, you got comfortable. You're living life together, and life isn't just the first 3 months of a relationship. You have real problems, you have budgeting, you might have kids, you have debt, like, all of these things pile up, and so you have to find a way to make that choice every single day to keep the love alive. This one says, the audacity to compliment my man in front of me. Watch it, lady.
Hey, I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Hey, I love your shirt.
Thank
Hey, I love your shirt.
This is concerning. There's quite a few reels of a similar sentiment that are on Bethany's Instagram. It makes me uncomfortable. It's giving very much jealousy, insecurity. Don't look at my husband or I will jump on you. Like, it's real unsettling to see the level of possessiveness that is portrayed in some of these reels from Bethany. Oh look, they did the give your husband your hand and see what he does with it reel too. Let's see.
Give your husband your hand and see what he does with it.
I know it be so complicated, loving you sometimes.
Yeah, that one makes sense too. Either holding your hand or giving you whatever he's holding. That makes sense.
Stop treating me like I'm some girl that's obsessed with you. Stop treating me like I'm...
Yeah. Closed caption says, stop treating me like some girl that's obsessed with you. And then the next scene is her watching him sleep. And again, you can't look too deep into these, but when you see the same theme popping up over and over again. Ah, speaking of.
Babe, are you awake? Okay. While we were sleeping, you pushed my leg off of you, and I was wondering if you still love me.
Okay, wait, this one's actually really good. I was surprised at like how good the lip syncing is from Bethany. It says, when you run into a friend after not responding to their text for several weeks.
No, Tom's house was broken into and he confronted the burglar and then had to go have eye surgery. And then my son had to go over and help. And then my son, he rolled his car 5 times on the way home. Yeah, I'm under a lot of stress.
Wait, what?
That one's good.
This one's for couples. 13 embarrassing questions. Who overthinks everything? Who showers less? Who is always eating? Who has a nicer butt? Who is more possessive? Who drools more? Who is a better driver? Who curses more? Who always sleeps in?
She said, we don't really curse in the little caption.
Who is always on their phone? Who has the worst singing voice? Who takes the most selfies? Who is the lawbreaker?
Dave looks like he's being held hostage, and Bethany looks like she's just elated to be the captor. And I don't mean that in a larger sense of the dynamics of their relationship. I specifically mean in this video. And I feel like that is the vibe of like 99% of Christian influencers. I'm gonna make Rick redo this reel with me. I'm gonna make him commit to the bit, and it'll be like behind the scenes of Christian influencers. It's gonna be good. It'll be good. Just wait.
For couples. 13 embarrassing questions. Who overthinks everything? Who showers less? Who is always eating? Who has a nicer butt? Who is more possessive? Who drools more? Who is a better driver? Who curses more? Who always sleeps in?
Okay, this next one is funny too. I like this one. It says, when God was making me, and she's pouring a ton of water into the height jar and like none into the abs jar.
What? Oh. Okay.
That one's funny. I feel uncomfortable. This one hasn't even really started yet. Her caption says, my teeth almost broke doing this. We hit teeth so hard when he got the whipped cream, keeping things fun and spicy. I've said exhibitionist earlier in the video, right? This is where it applies. Oh, this next one. Bethany, I am sorry that this is where I've paused it, but you did put this reel out here, so all's fair. I don't even have the words to preface this next one. You're just gonna have to experience it in real time. It says, what's something you do that other people find disgusting? We share a toothbrush. Why? I don't even have words. I have nothing. I have nothing. They also have another reel where they talk about sharing a toothbrush, and I don't know. Oh, yeah, I wanted to look at Brittany Dawn. So this one says, forget money, partying, and ways of this world. This is relationship goals.
What if we
worship and pray together, serve together, read the Bible together, pray together again. Which, I mean, fair enough. Those are all very important parts of a relationship where both of you are Christian or whatever religion that you are, you know, growing in your faith, making deeper connections. Those are all super important. But you know what also is really, really fun? Having a few drinks and going to the club with your partner. Dancing, playing games, going all out. Like, that's a good time too. I think that's a very important part of a relationship. I'm not going to show you the entire next two reels because they're largely unimportant, but her face in the first like 2 seconds is the exact same look. The majority of her reels are about how much she loves her husband, and I don't even have the mental fortitude at this point to get into it, but I did think that this one was really funny. It says, going back to God after trying to do things your own way, like... That's a good one. And she knows it. Be Dawn, what are you doing here? This is from Bible browsing.
God wanted that for you. Not that he wanted you to be in that situation or that he wanted you to carry that grief or carry that pain or carry that shame. But God only allowed what he knew you could survive and what he could ultimately redeem. That means that if it happened to you and you weren't in it by yourself, God was there. That there was something that was happening in that moment that God said, even as bad as this is, even as terrifying as this is, even as scary as it is, I hope that person remembers that I'm in it with them. Because if I'm in it with them, that means that I can redeem whatever took place in that moment. I feel like that's somebody's word right now, is that you have to recognize no matter what you have gone through, no matter what you have faced, if God allowed...
This is a really long reel.
It's because he said, you can survive it and I can redeem it. What happened in that moment only happened because God allowed it.
Okay, we're done. And you want to know why? I'll tell you why. Brittany Dawn. Like, that's a beautiful message. That would be a very uplifting and encouraging message to somebody who believes in God and is also going through a tough time. But I can't take anything that Brittany does related to religion in good faith because I feel like it is a rebrand solely for PR purpose. I can't do it because it seems like she doesn't have a fully formed like grasp on the complexities of the faith that she claims to believe in, and that's not bad. Like, not everybody has to be an expert. You can say, I don't have all the answers, but I believe this thing to be true, and I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep looking into it and growing my faith, and that is 100% okay. But when you are conducting conferences and you are putting yourself in front of an audience as a religious leader, having that knowledge is real important, and it's also real important that you believe it to be true, that you take your faith as seriously as you are portraying, because otherwise you are just running another grift, just like you did with your fitness plans. That one kind of just ticked me off, but it'll all be good. Rick and I are going to go put up our Christmas tree, meaning I'm going to put up the Christmas tree and he's going to sit on the couch watching Home Alone because he is still in a cast and cannot stand. So, I mean, he can stand and like walk on his crutches, but it's real painful after about a minute and a half, so he's going to stay on the couch. I'm going to decorate the tree and just enjoy the rest of my evening and try and forget about everything I've just seen other than the funny ones. So, that's all I've got. Let me know if you thought this was fun, if you enjoyed it. As a reminder, I do have an email address that you can contact me at. It is hihoneyYT@gmail.com. You can share reels with me that you think I should talk about. You can share your own stories, your own experiences, stories of deconstruction, of rebuilding your faith, of being hurt by somebody in the church, whatever you want, or even like a personal development scam that you have learned from. They could be very helpful to a lot of our other friends in the audience. So feel free to email me, and again, leave all of your comments on the reels that we watched down below. And while you're doing that, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you are subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.